Okay, gang, time for Betty Pie. I've set the alarm on the clock so we know when it's time to wake up in the morning. Until then, just let the tick-tock lull you to sleep.
Good night, everyone. Pleasant dreams.
Finally, everyone's asleep. Okay, let's climb the stairs. Here and there, up the stairs, climbing up to everywhere. Funny knows just where to go, up the stairs to anywhere. Next up, the land of dreams.
Well, that's different.
Wait a second. We're back in the funhouse?
I'm confused.
Are we asleep or awake?
When they hear that fire alarm, rescue team stays cool and calm. If you're stuck, give them a shout. They'll be there to help you out. Find Santa's on the way with the rescue team. Santa's gonna save the day with the rescue team. 'Cause they're free to score. They are the heroes next door.
Fireman Sam. Funny.
When he hears that fire alarm, Sam is always cool and calm. If you're stuck, give him a shout. He'll be there to help you out. So move aside, make way for Fireman Sam, 'cause he's gonna save the day. Fireman Sam, 'cause he's brave to the core. Sam is the hero next door.
It's another quiet day in Pontypandy. Pontypandy Fire Service are going to bring Pontypandy a news update on Fire Girl Mini, but none of the firefighters volunteered to do so.
Well, that only leaves you, sir.
Station Officer Steele actually wanted to watch the news, but he knows that duty calls and that he has to do it.
Of course. I'll just get in the cupboard then, shall I?
He said, Pontypandy Fire Service has received a new fire service limousine. Pretty snazzy. And Minnie has returned to the fire station, and she has some great news. She's just had 2 cute and adorable baby twins. And so, they got on to work with the new limousine. First up is the paperwork.
All the reports are in date order? Check. The oldest are at the bottom and they are all stacked neatly?
Check.
There we are. Done.
So, what's next, Sam?
The box has to be stored in the office cupboard.
Oh, I'll do it.
Wait! Hold it from the bottom!
Minnie tried to warn Elvis, but
Not
it's
done.
no good.
Not done and not done.
And Minnie told Sam the reason why she was sounding a bit like Penny is because she had a rough time. Then Sam, Elvis, and Minnie got the interior ready. It looks pretty cool, don't you think? Then Sam explained to Minnie that he was scared of dreaming. Then Minnie got her voice back to normal and said,
Dreams are like stories that you see when you sleep. Sometimes they can be scary, but other times they can be a whole lot of fun.
Sam told Elvis to activate the siren to test it. So far, it was sounding great. But things started to go wrong. The siren started to wind down.
Great fires of London!
Sam shouted. He asked Minnie if she was okay, and she said she was fine. Elvis tried restarting the siren, but it was no good. The siren has gone dead. But little does Sam know that Pontypandy Fire Service is in for a very, very busy night.
But I'm afraid of what might happen when I go to bed.
Afraid? Well, why?
You see, sometimes when I fall asleep, I feel like I'm still awake and doing stuff.
Oh, it sounds like you're talking about dreams, Goofy.
Meanwhile, at Pontypandy Castle in Cardiff Bridge, Minnie was making new uniforms for her, Sam, and Qudoles. The Inferno. Also with some extras. And Pontypandy Castle is also the place where Minnie wrote her story for the fire service. She'd love to stay and write a new story, but she needs to get back to the fire service. Because she's needed for tonight. Because she's in for an emergency of a night.
All I know is I'm afraid to fall asleep at night.
Quackers, that sounds awful. Oh, I wish there was some way we could help.
There is a way, but we'd have to have a sleepover.
Well, I'm afraid to fall asleep.
It's okay to feel afraid, but we'll be here together to help you.
Well, I guess I could try.
Back at the fire station, Sam was having a few problems of his own. Station Officer Steele, Penny Morris, Ellie Phillips, Arnold McKinley, and Elvis Crittlington are not going to be staying overnight. It was just Sam, Qudoles, and Minnie who was working part-time in the night shift. Little do both of them know that Sam has a surprise. And there's going to be a surprise in store for Sam, as this surprise will happen before his surprise. And this one is not what he expected at all. Back at the funhouse.
Okay, gang, time for Betty Pie. I've set the alarm on the clock so we know when it's time to wake up in the morning. Until
Goofy,
then,
Mickey,
just let the tick-tock
Minnie's
lull you
daughter,
to sleep.
Minnie Jr.
Good night, everyone.
are getting ready for a sleepover. But little does Funny know that Sam will be making a surprise visit. As this surprise is
Finally, everyone's asleep. Okay, let's climb the stairs.
an emergency.
Here and there, up the stairs, climbing up to everywhere.
Mickey and his
Funny
friends
knows
float
just
whilst
where
they're
to go.
asleep
Up the
and
stairs
climb
to
up.
anywhere. Next up, the
Or in
land
this
of
case,
dreams.
float up.
Well, that's different.
Wait a second. We're back in the funhouse?
I'm confused. Are we asleep or awake?
I think it's time to call Fireman Sam, and Fire Girl Minnie, and Fire Paramedic Koodles. As the fax machine came out, Penny and Elvis arrived. Koodles will travel with them via Tom's helicopter, and Minnie will stay put at the station with Basil Steele.
The public always comes first.
Well, if you're sure, sir. Come on then, let's go.
Good luck.
Sam, Elvis and Penny climbed aboard Jupiter and Venus and set off for the funhouse. And Elvis said,
I hope Mike's okay. I need him to sing harmony with me. Don't worry, Elvis. I'm sure he'll be as
Sam
good
made
as
a
ever.
decision to take a shortcut via the Whole Fish Cafe.
Follow me.
That way they'd find Funny faster.
Right. He's in here, is he?
The next morning, Station Officer Steele and Elvis showed the fire brigade their image of Sam, Minnie and Koodles. Minnie turned up to the fire station by herself. She said Sam and Koodles are still at the scene. Station Officer Steele went to Radio Sam and he asked him, how's the emergency coming along? But that's another story.
Move aside, make way for Fireman Sam, cause he's gonna save the day. Fireman Sam, cause he's brave to the core.